We got a Breezango rebranding. We got a sighting of the dream. Bianca back. Lord, who knew? All kinds of things. Undisputed Era reigns supreme. All that and more coming up right now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Yeah, man. Everybody, welcome to the terrible theme song of AfterBuzz TV. No shade to anybody that composed. No shade at composers. Listen, 2019, everybody offended by everything. So I apologize in advance.
I got you.
I apologize.
This is trash. I'm sorry. It's bad.
Yo, welcome everybody to the NXT AFTER After Show, man. Every team back in the building. Old Coco Cena. Old chocolate face over here, man. How's everybody going? Yeah, you know what I mean? I got the Kit Kat complexion, man. If you got a Kit Kat around, man, you put it right next to my face, it will disappear. Wow. I found this out in 9th grade because I had nothing else to do.
Yeah, it sounds like
I didn't know how to talk to girls.
Yeah.
I wasn't that good in school. Yeah. So I just played video games and just read comics and held Kit Kats up to my face.
Bar you tried?
Snickers. I swear this is a real true story. I swear to God.
Wow. You have them all laid out on your table.
I was like, that's the exact shade. But anyway, Kit Kat complexion Mac. Listen.
Kit Kat complexion Mac.
Shout out to External Shockwave, even though we always controversial. Mons, exactly. Dylan in the booth, the real YT, Jack Farmer's in the building. What's good, boy? Oh no, Sweeney, what's really going down? DJ Sip, you, Johan Pena, Dylan Matthews, Ozzy, oi. But before I get started, let me start to that sharecropper, chiseled, button-down shirt. He don't give a damn about the optical illusion his shirt makes to his camera. Jack Farmer don't give a damn.
That's
the best DJ in Orange County. Hair's always perfect.
Certified.
Jack Farmer, what's good, boy?
Man, I am doing great. Always glad to be here. If NXT is a show about falling in love with new stars, I think I fell in love with a new NXT star tonight. So
I'm excited.
It was a good show.
Little teaser.
I thought you were putting yourself over. I was waiting. How are you going to make himself the star of the show?
With me.
I fell in love with myself.
Oh, my goodness. Charlene was really good.
What's up, Charlene?
Tash Nick was good. What's going on? Dan was good. Right here to his right is my man, Flo Beto, the mayor. Hey, speaking of that, the Flo Beto theme song.
Yeah. Oh, you gonna stop the show?
Nah, let that ride.
Wait, who's singing?
Just enjoy it, TK. Just enjoy it. Hey.
I'm never gonna live that down.
Grammy Award winning.
Not even close.
VMA Award winning.
2 men.
Oh my God.
Who in the world made that? You made that?
No, I did not make that. I did not make it. Was a gift to me.
From God himself.
From the Lord.
Came down the mountain. It was like, excuse me, Moses. Here's this tablet of music.
Jay Will, Uncle Murph was good, and to his right is my girl, the Canadian assassin, TK Trinidad, the hardest working woman in showbiz. What's going on?
I have a couple things to say. First off, Dylan, I saw how you was trying to, make issues, putting the post up with Evan saying the fellas are in work for Labor Day. I saw what you were trying to. I peeped it, and I almost fell into the trap, but I didn't. So Dylan, I got your number. I like what you do, but I have your number.
I'm gonna fly to Australia right now.
I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
He's already in the future right now. He ain't even listening to what you're saying. It's like Thursday afternoon over there right now.
He's already watching the Monday Night Raw next week.
They be in the future over there. We had a raucous little NXT show. We had a couple good sightings, and some of my favorite wrestlers came out tonight. I felt that for some reason the Full Sail crowd was kind of quiet tonight. It was kind of
Labor Day weekend.
I don't know what it was. Maybe everybody was coming off to Labor Day, but Labor Day you ain't supposed to do nothing, so you're supposed to be refreshed, revitalized, re-energized. They were not. It was just weird. Some of the good matches they were getting, they just weren't popping for the match. It was just odd, man. What I always do, like just full disclosure, is when different crowds, different matches, I turn the sound up high as I can to hear the crowd. Mm-hmm. So that's why I think I have a little bit better edge on people when I say the crowd. Sorry, I'm not just guessing. My sound is on high and I'm listening to the crowd. I'm like, why ain't y'all popping for this?
Maybe I know Bosa knows a lot of this. Maybe he could tell us when it was filmed, because if it was filmed,
it does matter when it's filmed.
If it was filmed like during the Labor Day weekend, then you're also having a lot of people who don't attend Full Sail all the time.
That's what it it felt like to me.
So people are just not used. They just want to experience.
That's exactly what it felt like. It felt like a new crop of people that not the rabid fan base. Typically, the chants weren't the same. It just felt a little off. That's all.
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
just not nothing to comment on. That's just me, gas bagging as usual.
Give me the 4th hour.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But out of nowhere, listen, we got a rebranding of Breezango, new theme song, not 2 different theme songs. They literally came out. It was very like a little Magic Mike action going on out here. And when it was one of the things I was saying, everybody thought I was crazy. Did not say that this dude needed a new song, Fandango. Yeah. That da-da-da-da-da nonsense that everyone did. I was watching the crowd. They were trying to do the same thing, but it didn't feel the same. And eventually it's going to fall by the wayside. That thing, they're not going to do that anymore because they don't have that little ditty anymore. It's a totally different thing. They wrestled some guys. It was barbecue chicken all day to beat the brakes off these dudes. It was barbecue chicken. They put up a good match. I like their style. I like that they've been friends since the 3rd grade. But gentlemen, I just want to start you guys to the far left. What do you think of the match? What do you think of the rebranding? What do you think of the new theme song? What do you think of what's going on? What the hell's happening?
Yeah, I'm glad that they did some rebranding. I wish they rebranded a little bit more. As mentioned before, I'm not as much a fan of the dancing and the silliness of the gimmick. I wanted them to come back with a little bit more seriousness. But you're right. It's at least they have a singular song, which is better. As far as the opponents go, I didn't really know anything about them going into it. I don't feel like I know anything more about them now.
Yeah, I'm with Jack on this one. I like the fact that they're unified. They're a legitimate tag team, but I don't quite think they've earned the being put over by the commentary, being an updated and up fresh Breezango. They're still gyrating. They still have that chemistry. Maybe it's another step. Maybe it's a part of an evolution. But I'm on board. I think the team works together. I think they're fine for NXT. I do think their antics after the match still kind of has that main roster stink about them, if you want to be that about
it. Main roster stink?
Yeah, the idea, but it's hard to tell what NXT's going to be. So at the same time, it's like wait and see.
To me, a lot of it, sorry to jump back in, but it felt very much like they had this, hey, this didn't work on the main roster, maybe in a smaller pond.
Possibly.
Is how it felt to me, instead of we got sent down, now we've got to fix things.
Maybe, however, they also knew that this Fox deal was coming, and they knew the 2 hours was coming, and maybe they wanted people who had experience on the main roster, because this is, to me, NXT is going to be a main roster thing. It's 2 hours on. It's the same amount of hours as SmackDown on Fox. So maybe they brought them knowing that this was going to happen, and to establish, help the people, help some out, and then also establish kind of something new but also old for NXT.
I think there's gonna be a big misconception about the Fox move. It's still developmental, man. If it was gonna be what the people were thinking is like main roster, then they'd be moving around, bouncing around from city to city. They're still gonna be right at Full Sail.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying main roster, like it's 2 hours. It's gonna be on TV. You don't want, and NXT in the hour caliber. We who watch on a regular basis love it, but you're also gonna be bringing in new eyeballs.
True. Sure.
So you want it to be a certain caliber. So they're gonna be stepping it up a notch. And if you have people who are volunteering or suggesting, hey, you're not getting a lot of airtime on SmackDown and Raw, you have an opportunity to do NXT, and you have an opportunity to also mentor these people who are coming up, get the same paycheck, stay in the same state instead of traveling all, because that traveling and driving.
Yeah. Agreed.
Trust me, they're happy right now. They stay in Florida.
Yeah.
But also the same thing, and not necessarily. Maybe they asked him to do double duty, triple duty. The thing about it is, Morrow mentioned it. He said it's been over a year since Fandango's been on TV doing things. He said he's trying to revitalize his career. He talked about it. He spoke about it. So clearly, it's a thing they're trying to do. It's not a one-off. I see them going for the NXT Tag Team Championships. They're building it like that.
That's why not.
Like I said, I think we're getting to the point now, even though it's developmental, that this 2 hour live move, maybe it's not going to feel like a demotion. You know what I mean?
Right. I don't think so.
Like remember it before? It was like, oh, okay. I remember when Ariane, when she went back down. Remember when she went back down?
Yeah, but that's a different.
But it would it's still. If you watched on the Total Diva, she was was like, he was like, yeah, this might not work for you if you do this. Like it was like it was like literally, he looked at her like it was a death sentence though.
Right.
But she was like, no, I need to go down and get better. And he was like, nah, you better not do that. But like now, when I see guys go back down, it's kind of like, oh, okay, they're going back down.
Yeah, because I think they've changed the aesthetic of it. I think, and Triple H, I think it was a huge part in doing that. Where it's and it's also the caliber of people that they're signing. Because at one point they were signing people who were just and no shot to like the indie wrestlers. You came out knowing you wanted to wrestle. That's fine. But now they're signing like athletes, like the track athletes, football athletes, all types of athletes who are bringing a different edge to it.
And that's what makes indie people mad. No disrespect to anybody indie out there. This is what makes y'all mad. Y'all get upset because there's an athlete that gets leapfrogged before you because he's literally or she's literally naturally more gifted than you athletically, and then all they do is learn the wrestling aspect. You're like, but I've been wrestling my whole life. I go, well, that person's like a all-American track runner though.
Right.
They're a better athlete.
They're
than
classically
you.
trained.
You went to a wrestling school. They're just a better athlete, though. And people wonder why these athletes get elevated. These people wonder why, like, out of nowhere, Kurt Angle just was in the main event. Because he's better than a lot of y'all already.
Yeah,
he just is, man.
Absolutely.
So I didn't be like, I don't get it. Well, somebody comes in, they're bigger, stronger, faster than you, and they've only been wrestling for a year. Don't get mad.
Right.
They just
Get better.
they might be better.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and you know, it's always good to put in time to things, but just because you put in a lot of time doesn't mean you get the next spot.
I wish life was like that, but it ain't,
It's
bro.
absolutely not like that. Someone comes around, it's day one, and they're better. Sorry, they're better.
All I'm trying to say is I'm speaking realities, guys. Anybody that knows anything about any athletics at all, and on the small level that I played athletics, when someone is better than you, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn how hard you try.
Yeah.
The coaches out there that tell players that, they're not being honest with them. Because all it takes is somebody to be a little bit better than them, and they're like, oh, okay, this you try really hard, but can I start that guy real quick?
Sure.
But coach said if I try really hard to put my mind to it, I get a spot.
That's where genetics come into play.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they don't want to tell you that though, because they want the smaller guy or the little guy or the person that's not as athletic to try hard. But when that dude just rolls out of bed and he can jump out the gym,
Yeah.
they're like,
Yep.
yeah, we gonna start.
And then there's also athletes who come in and they don't take to it.
and they waste their talent, they waste their
Right.
potential.
So I mean,
Yes.
it goes both ways. But you're talking about the experience. You're talking about they're taking that experience and they're applying it to wrestling. You're talking about all these little factors. And I think WWE, in particular, whoever is signing for NXT, they're very strategic. From what I've seen, when I'm reading those, just even the little bios, from what I'm seeing who they're signing, there's reasons why they're signing these people. They're not just signing as like, oh, well, this person's a good wrestler.
Sure.
Like I think they typically have a vision in mind. It doesn't necessarily always come into fruition.
Exactly.
But it's like there's a reason why they're signing these athletes. I think they have like a 7 foot? I think Johnny Quasto posted
Yes, I was looking at
the
it.
Nigerian Nightmare or something like that.
Yeah.
And with that being said, in that industry, you still have to be willing to put in the work.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not get it twisted. When I say
sure.
you're an athlete, I say you get certain concessions.
Right.
That doesn't mean you keep your spot. Someone can outwork you if you just use your athleticism or you're just tall and you don't put in the work.
Right.
Oh, they'll bounce your ass up out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? But I'm speaking from perspective of like some people just don't understand that that's how the world works. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it does.
And so
Yeah.
Dylan, shout out to Dylan, he's on it. He said this taping was taped on August 15th.
Yeah. And I think it was like the second or third taping that night.
Yeah.
It wasn't the first one.
Might have been a little fatigue.
Yeah.
Fatigue for sure.
Fatigue.
That's how it was back in when Championship Wrestling from Hollywood was in Hollywood. They had like 6 episodes back to back.
Oh.
By episode 5, it was
Wow,
like,
people are
I don't care
done.
what was happening. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was wild too. They went out almost up until I think midnight last time. So, I'm like,
So Chase Parker and Matt Martell came up a little short. Breezango making a little statement, doing a little thing. Who knows what's going to happen? We're pretty sure it's a title picture. We had Cameron Grimes back there cutting some kind of weird promo. Clearly, it all ain't sad for him because he clearly got signed. He back in the back. What you mad about?
I know, right? What's your problem?
Why you
bro?
mad? Why you mad? What do you make of that?
It's just weird that it started off and be like, I didn't win the breakout tournament. It's like, yeah, you lost it 4 weeks ago. Why are you mad today?
Right.
You're kind of slow, Cameron.
Why you lost?
What's going on? But I guess you have these toys now in your toy box. You got to use them, right? So
Yes.
here's a chance to really establish what Cameron Grimes was about, which is my biggest gripe during the tournament. I was like, who's this dude? You know, this hairy dude.
Yo, Dan said Aaliyah has been there 18 years. He's a fool.
oh my god.
yo, Dan, I ain't gonna let you disrespect Aaliyah like that, man. Anybody named Aaliyah, I ain't gonna let you disrespect. God rest her soul. Anybody with that name.
Everybody's there for a reason. And I think I'm hoping that there's 2 possibilities.
Dan, I ain't gonna let you do this to that girl.
There's 2 possibilities. Maybe
Just
she
too
works
much time.
hard enough, and one day it all makes sense and it'll all come together and she'll hit her stride. Or she's accepted the fact that this is her position. She's cool with it. You know, again, it goes back to the whole thing of people sitting on the bench. Some people are cool sitting with the bench. They realize this is their position in life. They're never going to be a LeBron James.
Right.
They're never going to be the number 2. They might not even be the number 3. They might not even be the number 6.
Right.
This is their position in life. They're getting a good check. They're living a life. Look, being a professional athlete,
Preach.
that life, like, I would turn back time to live that life for 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
You wake up, you train. Yes, the training is hard, but you wake up, all you're thinking about is training to make sure you perform your sport.
Every concession is made for you, though. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And don't let anybody tell you any different. Athletes live the most charmed life of any person on any level. I'm telling you, when you're a doctor, you're a master surgeon, you literally can kill somebody by just not being on par. You an athlete, you walk down the street, you get free this, free that, this here, this food's free, that food's free. Free.
You living your best life. You get the best food. You get things thrown. Like it's just that's what I'm saying with Aaliyah. She might never hit that stride. She might never get off the bench. Yeah. But if you can be a WWE superstar, because technically that's what she is.
She definitely is. Yeah, that's what that means.
Opposed to.
I don't know. She's doing her thing.
I mean, there's other things that she could be doing, but
I wish I could
trust and believe the life that she's probably leading now is probably pretty cush compared to a lot of
I didn't appreciate hooping until I couldn't clearly physically play anymore. I didn't appreciate it until I could not play on a competitive level anymore. And when that's taken away from you, you're like, man, damn, these athletes kind of got it kind of pretty good, man. So I kind of, you know what I mean? Listen, she's doing her thing. Yo, damn, chill, man. Gonna you just disrespect Aaliyah like that?
It's only a matter of time she gets to have that real screen time. Maybe.
And maybe not.
She breaks through, right?
And maybe not.
Hey man,
if you have a 50, and again, I myself was on that clowning train as well, so I'm not even gonna say it.
Clowning train.
But if you had a 15-year run with WWE and you literally just sat on the bench, but you got a good check, you bought your house, you bought your car, you took care of your family, you were able to travel, you stayed in one state. You had a good 15-year run, and then you're able to transition to something else. Right. That's a good profession.
I mean,
that's a decent profession.
Depends on who you are.
It depends on who you are. Yeah. But again, you at a certain point, you should know whether you're LeBron or not.
I don't think it's either or. I don't.
Yeah, but it's either or, meaning you're either LeBron or you're somewhere in the middle. But if you've been at this position for a number of years, then the likelihood of you moving up or people believing you, like you either have to move out of the organization, which she can, which she could.
She shouldn't do that though.
But she's staying with WWE because it's the top of the line.
No, you don't leave them. Let them leave you. Don't leave them. Stay with them as long as they let you stay there. That's flagship. Listen, I done told all y'all out there, don't mess with the flagship.
Yeah.
If she leaves and she goes indie, then she has to book herself. Then she has to go to all these promotions. Then she has to travel all the time, which is fine. I know, but we interview indie people all the time. Yeah. They enjoy that life. But you're trying to tell me if I had to choose between the two,
right?
Yeah. If you're in the top of any industry, if you're at the biggest company in any industry, stay there.
People are like, there's benefits to being your own boss. I go, I hear you.
There is.
I hear you. Don't mess with the black pearl.
Obviously, somebody likes her there.
Yeah.
It's obviously she's fine. Obviously, somebody likes her. She's probably a hard worker. Like there's certain attributes that we don't see that there's a reason why she's still there.
Evan Mack don't give a damn about her work ethic. She fine as hell, man. Listen, Aaliyah, if I was your boss, girl, you'd be in the main event
of the show.
Yeah, I was like, of the show.
Of the men's title picture.
So he's facing Braun Strowman.
Braun, you can get it too. I have her go against Goldberg. That's how fine Aaliyah is. Lord, them. Where she at? Them Middle Eastern, that little area, that little pocket. That little pocket.
The pocket of black pearl.
That little pocket area. Them girls is fine, boy. She fine. You know something about that little belt, you know?
The belt.
Anyway, listen, Dan, leave my girl alone. Listen, so we had the dream. Finally had the dream. The dream's been on another level, so he really hasn't had to wrestle at NXT too much. I mean, he might do a couple house shows. I don't know. You know, he's a dream. But the dream has kind of been off air because he's been doing this thing. You know, when you get to a certain status, I think there's other matches to be had. I don't think he necessarily has to be on the platform, but I know, like I said, we're coming to the new show on USA. Mm-hmm. So it was good to see him. I had a question for you, Flobo. What separates Kona Reeves from Matt Riddle?
Oh, yeah. This is what we're talking about. Jack and I were watching this in the studio. Kona Reeves has like one of the worst win-loss records I can think of in NXT. He has a nice build, I guess, but the problem is he's a jobber that does not make people look good. Compared to, say, Heath Slater, for example.
He did not make Dream look good.
He did not make Dream look good at all. So you have this, let's say, if I was running NXT and Kona was on my roster, the only way I'll even use that guy as part of a faction, like a social outcast or a job squad or a three-man band type deal. What separates him between Matt Riddle is his moves aren't nearly as crisp. He has stamina issues. And frankly, he's more into being the finest than having something that you can latch onto as a fan. You can't go to school with your boys and be like, hey, he's the finest. You got to be like, well, Matt Riddle punched someone in the face.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? Velveteen Dream can saunter to the ring with ladies around him. That's what makes it different. So
very well said. What do you guys think?
Well, I think too with Kona Reeves, it's like you forget about him. With Dream, even if he's not on the show for a couple weeks,
you miss him.
You miss him, and there is who I can't. Obviously, I forgot about them. There's certain people that you see that you didn't even realize they were gone.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I haven't seen them in a couple months. Oh okay, like you're back, whatever. But if we don't see Dream for a couple times, like wait, what's happening? Is he okay? Is he injured? What's the deal? What's up with that? And with him, it's just like, okay.
He just seemed sloppy to me. He seemed like he was kind of falling around everywhere instead of actually, as Flibbo mentioned, he didn't seem crisp to me. And he doesn't, I mean, to be fair, he's not built incredibly well necessarily. He doesn't have a look that I think really blows anyone away. He just kind of blends in. And so even
I think he could have a look. There's just something, he almost has to do a, oh my God, I just can see his face. Jinder Mahal, where he leaves and comes back and like
swole up,
gets shredded.
Either gets shredded or changes his body where he's different from everybody else. His body looks like I'm better than the majority of the population. Like I don't sit on the couch. But
that's a great character.
Here's the thing. Maybe this might be kind of like along ethnic lines, but do you think that if Kona managed, like say Bronson Reed or something, as a mouthpiece? And having like a heavy next to him.
Why not, bro?
I mean, that's what I'll do it.
You gotta get in where you fit in, man.
Exactly, yeah. There's a role for everybody. I would not have him as like a premier match. Velveteen Dream, North American
They had to book as the Dream.
Is he booked as Hawaiian or Samoan?
I think he's Hawaiian, Kona, right?
That's the question in the chat. I don't know. I thought
Kona is like Hawaiian, but when I hear he's Samoan, listen, man.
Okay.
That's another one.
I mean, I think you could. Yeah, I think you can do both. Yeah, I like that pocket. That's a good pocket.
Hawaii.
Yeah, I like that pocket. That's a good pocket.
Speaking of pockets, yeah, right, guy. Whenever you get a chance, man, you cue that boudoir, man, because she talking about dudes and pockets and Samoans and. Hey.
Now this is a good song.
It's alright.
That's like the track. Hey.
Maybe we got like NSYNC to sing it or something.
That would shut it down. That would shut it all down.
All right, so one main person in the boudoir today. I'm really excited about this. I think we were talking about.
That's a button-down shirt. I figured he'd be in the boot. Okay, go ahead. What's up?
Go ahead.
Today's boudoir mention is brought to you by Center In Skincare and Candles. If you want any cocoa butter, body scrubs, all that good stuff, you go to centerincompany.com. I was very surprised today, Mr. Farmer.
Hey!
I
was going through orders because my partner packages the orders, and then I take them to get shipped off, and I'm like, wait a minute, this name sounds familiar. Jack Farmer. There's not too many Jack Farmers. Nope. Jack Farmer went on the website, got the promo code. He could have hit me up, and I would have, but he's like, nah. We gotta do this by the book. Right way, yep. Went on the website, did the promo code, got a large. Of the cocoa butter.
Well, you know what's...
I just sent him back with like $700. that cocoa butter be expensive. That cocoa butter from the coca plant.
It's all natural. The African, it's vegan. It's handmade. It's it's made per bottle. It's none of this, add preservative stuff.
And when you compare the ingredients to other cocoa butter, you find that the cost value is actually really, really good, including with the promo code.
Is it QVC?
And did you know? I found out that if you spend more than $75, you get free shipping.
$75 worth of cocoa butter.
So if you're like me, if you're someone like me and you don't like having to reorder all the time, you can just go ahead and order bulk and save even more money. It's a really great value.
Jack, since you in the mood to cut the promo, will you tell them how much you cut the promo for the thing that keeps the lights on in this establishment?
I didn't say who's in the boudoir yet.
I don't give a damn. We'll come back to that because he want to cut promos. I need you to cut a promo for the place that keeps you in that seat.
And the seat.
CenterInCompany.com.
Center In Company is our sponsor, so we should promote them. But AfterBuzz TV, you guys, thank you so much for having us on.
Jack is my favorite person today, man.
You buy one item from a black person. They will lie for you on the stand in a murder trial.
Facts.
You buy some cocoa butter. Listen, I ain't see him do nothing. He ain't do nothing.
Facts on facts.
Go ahead, Jack, cut the promo, baby.
So you guys are here. You know where to find us, and if you want others to also be able to find us, you got to do the right thing and click the like, comment, comment, and subscribe. And, of course, cut a promo on us, as we like to cut a promo here. So let us know what you think. Let us know if we're doing great, if we're not doing great.
Yep.
Keep it to yourself.
Oh,
But,
damn.
Damn. No, but go ahead. Put it,
Come on, got you sassy, bro.
I know.
No freedom
Must be the
of
cocoa butter.
speech.
no freedom of speech. Just say we're doing great. Put it in the YouTube, and especially in iTunes. We need some comments in there. We haven't had some in a while. So if you
Reviews.
listen to us, reviews.
Can't comment on iTunes, but thank you.
That moist.
Just informing.
Right.
Just informing.
So-
That somber
so much.
voice.
All right, yeah.
The voice of God right there.
Sultry.
Sorry, God. So, yeah, leave a review on iTunes. We haven't had one in a while. You could be the next one to break the chain and put a review on iTunes today.
Now, who is in the boudoir?
So, before I
Like
say
Jack.
this is a boudoir, shout out to Zeno Hour, Jack's new name, Jack Farmer, a.k.a. White Chocolate Jack. I like that. I like that.
Kit Kat chocolate Mac.
I like
chocolate
that.
Jack.
I like that. I like
If you
that.
hold up a white chocolate Kit Kat to my face, it disappears.
Try it! Try it!
So wow.
Out of his mind!
Should be in the boudoir
Oh
for
my
real.
goodness.
Off the rails.
In the boudoir, Rhea Ripley.
Oh, she fine as
Yeah,
hell, man.
I'm really looking forward to this match.
See, she with a brother, I think, too. In real life, you with a brother. I was
Say
like,
what?
hold on. In another life, Rhea, in another life. Could have been me and you, baby girl. In another
When you gonna be able to walking around like
I'm just
this?
saying, in another life.
And
Like,
then
I know you like them Kit Kat complexion. Was really good.
Earth 2. I love it.
Good. Who else is it? Rhea Ripley.
It's just her. I'm really looking forward to her.
that's
I'm really
what's up.
looking forward to her match next week. And I think it's a great addition. Yes, of course, I'm sad that they didn't give Bianca, the next up because I think she deserves it. But I beat that dead horse. So hopefully she gets it, but we'll see. But I'm looking forward to those two.
Yeah, it's interesting. And Roderick Strong made a little bit of a statement. It's interesting. Maybe the prophecy might come to fruition with the Dream. He came there, burned his couch. We were doing all this stuff on there. You know what I mean? And so we'll see what's going on with Roderick. I don't know if they're gonna make them do the Draped in Gold thing, but it looks like they might be headed towards that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's for like a month. Maybe it's for a takeover. I don't give a damn. Long as they do it at least one time. But that does lead.
Dream sold that couch burn like his friend got shot.
Yeah.
My couch.
He's like, oh no.
Not my couch.
So we
My
get
mom gave me that couch.
I need that couch.
So we get to some new crop of talent. Like I said, newish to the brand. Bianca comes out. She goes, was it Taynara
Taynara
Conti? She comes up and goes against Bianca Bel Air in a very interesting match. Bianca gets the dub.
Did they set
TK
this up last week?
Nope.
TK thoughts.
We've seen Taynara.
Mae Young.
Man, classic.
Yeah, we saw her in Mae Young, but we've seen her maybe 2 or 3 times on NXT thus
Yes.
far. We know she has the skills. Obviously, she has to work on combining everything into a WWE wrestling format. But I'm more curious. Again, we were talking about caliber athletes and who WWE signs and all this other stuff. I'm just more curious as how they're going to use her because, again, if you can't not necessarily talk in the mic, but at least give some type of personality, then you're not going to last long because nobody has anything to latch to. So it's like overall her aesthetic, she's gorgeous. Overall, she's, I think she, put in a little bit more work. She's going to have that wrestling, kind of her moves and everything down. But it's just like, okay, this is okay. But what are you? My question is like, okay, well, where is this going for Bianca? Like, what's the game plan with her? Because it's just like there was no storyline. You just threw them together. All right, this might be great, but what's the reasoning for all this?
Yeah, it's interesting. Go ahead, Flobo.
You know what? I had the opposite problem. I felt like Taynara was so caught up in trying to be a character, the move suffered. It was like, I'm going to be the evil person here. So to answer your question, I don't know the answer to the Bianca question, but it really seemed to me, because Bianca was doing more of the flippy stuff, that she worked that match as a face. And now when Regal made the announcement, it's a triple threat match to be number 1 contender with Mia Yim against Heels to Right. I feel like she would be the most face person in that match.
Oh, there's no question.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why
But then what's going to happen with
Rhea Ripley.
Right.
Who knows? The thing about it is,
may be a holdover.
What if she loses the belt? But the way they did it, like Shayna's definitely winning. But I don't know, man. They think plans change, man.
Plans change all the time.
What about you, Jim?
I don't think that Ripley match is going to end clean when they have that. But
Fair.
with
would you change your mind on that if it was depending on the setting? Like if it was at a takeover, would you feel differently about that?
Yeah. I think Ripley. Ripley looks like she could be the one to take it.
Oh, yeah.
Or I mean, if not, she had such a presence that I feel like even if she was just beating up people, I'd still buy into her. Some people need a title. I don't think she needs a title.
They need to build her on the NXT platform too. For those people who don't watch NXT UK, it's the same like when you bring people from NXT to Raw or SmackDown. It's like majority of people are not going to know who they are. Sure. So it's just like for those who didn't watch Mae Young and everything like that, they need to build her character up before. So it's like they're going to have this match next week, but then build the storyline into that, because I can see them going again at least 2 or 3 more times where it makes sense. And then when are they doing the triple threat? Did they announce that?
It was, I think it was in 2 weeks' time or weeks' time, right before the live launch of the NXT expansion.
Yeah, see, I don't know.
Because the launch is in 2 weeks.
It's in 2 weeks, yeah.
So maybe that's the perfect time to do it.
Yeah.
Triple threat match with the number one contender. That's exactly when it's going to be. Yep. That just makes more sense.
Mm-hmm. So I guess
that's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
2 hours.
We'll see. Maybe she's going to come in and mess up that match. I could see her doing a couple things. I hope they don't just like, okay, they have her for this match for a filler and then just send her back to NXT at UK.
The women's division right now is looking stacked.
Oh yeah,
there are so many people who right now I think could take the title and say, yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
that you wouldn't be mad about, or you wouldn't like, okay, that makes sense, because Bianca, all the time she put in, and then you have Eel because she kind of finally got over the hump, and then you have Ripley. You're like, okay, like you're like Mia Yim, the way they're kind of building her. You're kind of like, that's 4 legitimate women. If they took the title, you got to be like, they build it a certain way.
I mean, but you also have like Jazzy from UK.
Sure.
That's going to be a whole different dynamic in itself. Like she has a crazy storyline that you can lead with. So, I mean,
you would bring Jazzy over to take over the NXT title?
I would give her that opportunity. Not necessarily the NXT. I would give her. I want to do it right now, but I would like. I definitely see. And again, because of Women's Wrestling Weekly every Wednesday at 4:00, because of all of that. Knowing the women's side of it and knowing the women on NXT UK, I feel like there's enough talent to cross over, especially with a 2-hour show.
Agree. No, I agree with you. I didn't think about Jazzy would be our first choice, but yeah.
No, well, not necessarily the first choice, but she'd be an interesting choice.
Agreed.
Yeah, man, that brings us to the main event, Adam Cole, baby. Where's the very, what was that? Was that like, that sounded like I've never heard you make that sound with Adam Cole before. That sounded like it sounded like a little boudoir sound. It was like, didn't you know? She said,
Well, he's a thick boy. He got a little booty on him.
Hey, Adam Cole in the boudoir. I see you, baby. Boom. But listen, it was weird. I never heard him make that noise, man. Usually they have a little different complexion. You know what I mean?
There's no Kit Kats that line with his face.
Word on the street is it got to look a little darker for TK to make that kind of thing. Lord knows if you were Samoan, you could be a triple murderer. And she might give you a look-see. She might give you a look-see. He's like, I bought the center in. She's like, yo, listen, I can rock
with you. Promo code,
Listen.
Wow.
Yo, she did not deny what I said, though.
Look, I
admission of guilt.
People who appreciate their bodies. I appreciate good works of art.
Real talk. Shout out to Picasso. Listen, man. I think, by the way, I think it's trash, by the way. I just want to put out that. I don't have the eye. I'm sorry. Listen, all the artist people out there that say he's a genius, Picasso's art is trash.
Are you kind of promoting that, man? You know what, Picasso? You ain't Dali.
That's why they didn't name a Ninja Turtle after you.
Listen, Pablo, real talk.
Wow.
Because Flobo made me feel bad. He made me feel about Benjamin Franklin a couple weeks ago. Listen, Pablo.
Wait, is your dad in town?
He will be here tomorrow, Lord willing.
Oh, okay.
Barry Mack. Oh, I'm excited. I'm so excited to meet Barry Mack.
Listen, Pablo, to all his family and his ass. Listen, I just don't.
You're trash.
We need Dylan Matthews to make a gif of you calling out Picasso.
I feel so bad now. Listen, God rest his soul. Listen, I just didn't like his brush strokes. I don't like his brush strokes. Listen, Cole versus Jordan Miles, man, the young upstart Jordan Miles, very talented. I think he already knows what his character is going to be, whether they modify it or change it. I like when I see a person in developmental who already knows who their character is. He always has a smile on his face. He's an athlete. We were talking about his off air chat. Let's see if you guys agree. Is he a more fun Apollo Crews? Because we know he's not the powerhouse that Apollo Crews is.
Sure.
But is he a more fun version of Apollo?
He's a more comfortable version of Apollo Crews. Like, Apollo Crews seems like a very nice introvert. Like, naturally he's an introvert
And a nice guy.
and a nice guy. But when introverts are not trained in this, dealing with all of this, like being on camera and dealing with all these people, then it comes off constrained. Whereas Jordan Miles seems like, I'm good. Like, I came out of the womb happy. I came out of the womb, liking to be around people. Like, he seems more of an extrovert. That's what the difference between the two for me.
Gentlemen, what do you think of Jordan Miles? What do you think of this match? Just give me your overall thoughts on like literally everything you've seen this evening in that main event.
Yeah, building up to this match, I thought Jordan Miles was fine. I thought he's great. He's fine. Today, I fell in love with him. The way he was selling, the way he was wrestling, the way he was, the height he got on that frog splash.
Oh my goodness,
was insane.
Jeez.
I'm all in. I'm buying stock in Miles
Why not,
right now.
man?
Yeah, why not?
He's great. He totally blew me away today.
Yeah, fantastic match. Bold choice, having a clean finish. I thought it would have been like in some kind of like DQ action.
Last shot right to the back of the head.
Yeah, that the super kick right before that. I don't think I've marked out so hard in an NXT match till I saw that.
I went crazy.
Side of the head, whack.
Smack.
And you know what? Adam Cole's the champion. Champion had to put people down. And Jordan Miles, even though he won the breakout tournament, now I feel that he's okay losing. I was worried about him losing clean, being like, well, that's the end of Jordan. But after today, you can go a lot of directions.
I think he looks better after losing today.
Yeah, because that's how to finish your thought. That's exactly right.
No, yeah, because he went toe to toe with the champion, but it was great because he still put over the champion clean. But now, if I see him go on to feud with another big name, I'm going to say, okay, he can hang with these guys. So I thought this played out perfectly for him.
Yes, well said. All your points are like valid. It's one of those things. Like, I think that was the best thing for them to do. He great match against Adam Cole, literally the top of the mountain. So his first match is like truly is against Adam Cole for a title match. So now, to me, where can he go? He can go against a Dream. He can go against this way, that way. And I think it's great to see what they're doing. This is they say it's inaugural. That means it's gonna be every year. I see.
So is me,
yeah. But I see one of these times that someone's gonna get shock the world and win the title. I see, but I don't think they wanted to start like that. But I see someone that they really feel strong about, and if the timing's right and the setting's right, like, you might have to take the L here.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of potential with Jordan Miles. I don't know what the future holds. Like I said, they're going live, man. He came at the right time.
Yeah. Right.
There's so much potential for him to do. Like I said, this brings me back to the last question. You weren't here, TK. Do you think they need another belt for the men's division? Is that too many belts? You think one more kind of a belt, like a European title, like back in the day, like is just give somebody something else to do? Because there's like three right now. There's a tag team, there's the NXT, and then there's the North American.
Well, yeah, it just depends again if they're going to be using some of the people from NXT UK or even bringing in the belt from NXT UK. If they
That would change everything.
That would change a lot. I don't think they need another belt. I think they just really need to establish what they are about. So for the people who watch NXT, we know what they're about, but now you're introducing NXT to the television world and to the people who watch Fox TV. So it's just kind of like is it on Fox or USA?
USA.
Who's on Fox? Oh, it's SmackDown. Oh, my bad. On USA. So you have to introduce these people to that and give them very legitimate storylines for them to sink their teeth into. Because if you get a belt and you don't have legitimate storylines, it's like, okay, well, why should I watch every week?
Sure, I agree.
You guys thinking, like, I asked you guys before, but have you changed your mind on that at all? Do you think another belt matters? Do you think they need another one, or do you mind just great singles competitions with no titles in the picture?
I like more of the great singles matches with no title. I think if there's too many titles, it makes having a title seem
What's too
less
many titles to you? What's too many titles? Like, let's say the top of the brand, Raw, Monday Night Raw. What's the maximum belts you think they should have on that show?
For just counting like the men's division, for instance, I think you can have 3 singles and a tag. And even then, I feel like you're pushing it a little bit, because otherwise what happens, I think every feud is just champion challenger, champion challenger, and it makes it a little stale, in my opinion.
Sure.
What do you think, Flobo?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. My biggest issue with NXT is that I still don't know what the NA title is. I mean, it's been on Dream long enough to be like, okay, yeah, it's a character and it's fun.
Like quality competitors at a lot of takeovers and like clean wins. Like, you can call rolls or not, but he gets like the dub.
Right.
You're right. He's been like a strong.
He's a strong one.
Put it like this: no matter who gets it next, I don't think they're going to be breaking this record for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
It's true.
But continue.
It's absolutely true. Because originally the second, we were talking about this before the show, the second singles title is considered the workweight championship, while as the world championship is like the entertainer character. But the whole brand, everyone is going like 200 miles an hour. So I don't understand what the NA title stands for and what that means. Does that mean you're next in line? Does that mean you're a sideshow? Does that mean it's an X division, quote unquote? Is it a global championship? Those questions need to be answered, not with Dream, because he's pretty much himself, but the next champion, the champion after that.
It started off with a bang, though, the way they had it. The way they first crowned it.
Yeah.
Then I think when Cole had it, Ricochet had it. It started off with a bang, how they were doing it, and the competitors they were trying to push. But you're right now, I need to know what's going to go. What do they do after Dream loses it?
Right.
Because he's going to lose it. Because I think Dream is, I think he's more than capable of having the NXT title. You know, whether they leapfrog him over that, because that's possible too. They could just leapfrog him right back to the main roster. But I'm saying, I see what can they do after the Dream loses it? Who's going to carry that with the same class that he's carrying it with? Because when you and I were growing up, Flobo, you too, Jack, everybody, the Intercontinental title was the title for you and I, Flobo. That was our title. That was to me, the best wrestlers ever had that title.
Right.
And it meant something. And this is because my favorite wrestler was Mr. Perfect because of that. And Ultimate Warrior and Bret Hart and one of the greatest of all time, Shawn Michaels. And you're like, and they were bouncing it around, and you're like, that wasn't like a mid-card title.
I don't know at all.
It had such prestige to it, so I think
they're attitude.
Yeah, it did. And then so I like to get them to get some of that back, but who knows, man.
Yeah. I mean, the designs for it, they had more of a classic look to it.
I love the way it looks, though.
I don't know if it's like stip-based, like how ROH used to be, where it's like pro wrestling rules. I don't know what it will be, but I do think that there is some space for them to have that defined first before we add a third title.
Cool. With that being said, Jack Farmer, do you have any final thoughts, brother?
I thought this was a solid episode. It definitely feels like we are in that kind of grace period between the 2-hour move and the tapings. But it's fun. I thought the first few matches were a little slow to me because they seemed pretty obvious, but that last match was great. I loved it, so I'm leaving happy.
Cool.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Coco Butter and Picasso. I really felt like this pay-per-view, on paper, I was kind of upset.
Yeah, giving Dylan so much to cut out now. Dylan, I don't know what do you do for work, Dylan? Because
if I don't get a Picasso gift,
you are.
I will be so mad.
Like 2 or 3, and now he's producing like 15. Like you just want.
I don't give a damn what he does. If you don't have a job, you better not go to work. Stay home.
Stay home.
I don't want you to have a job. I will fund your lifestyle.
That's the only reason I go.
Dylan, I will pay for your lifestyle.
Okay. Damn.
The only reason I come here is to get a gift.
I just do it.
That's the only reason I'm here is to get a gift. I'll do this just to see what happens.
I just said that. I said which one? Thank you, Jesus, to somebody like through text, and they're like, you really have like, yo, I don't do it. It's just on Twitter, and
how do you save it?
There's an app. Actually, Dylan hit me up too. Dylan can send it to you through WhatsApp, but there's an app you can actually download it as well.
I need that, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It comes in handy.
Yeah.
Final thoughts though on just Jordan Miles. I'm very uncomfortable right now.
I love the show. To Jack's point, it does feel like NXT's in a holding pattern as far as like its camera angles and how it's going to produce
trying different
presentations.
things.
Yeah, like today's backstage interaction with Candice and Io. Realize there's no piped in crowd noise. That may be something that may carry over with the main roster upgrades. The
good
things.
Okay.
I see you.
Loved it. I liked it.
TK Trinidad, final thoughts.
I mean, shout out to Dylan.
Dylan Matthews, Aussie.
Shout out to White Chocolate Jack.
Hey. He's right over there.
Shout out to Barry Mack. Shout out to Heidi Mack. I'm just looking forward to the 2 hours. It's gonna be a great show. And that's about it.
Yo, Jack Farmer, you tell the lovely people at home where they can find you and all your exploits.
Yeah, you can find me at jackcfarmer.com for all your DJ, MC, and live event host needs. You can find me at Real Jack Farmer across all social media. You can hit me up on Twitter where we can chat more. Also, you can find me with all of these lovely people here on the Raw AfterBuzz show at 9:15 p.m. Pacific. Mondays on AfterBuzz.
Flobo.
Yo, it's Flobo at Flobo Voice on Twitter, at Flobito on Instagram, and Flobito.com.
TK Trinidad.
Yeah, you know that. That's awesome.
You can be on everything at TK Trinidad. You can go on my website, TKTrinidad.com. You also go to centerincompany.com to get your cocoa butter, shea butter, body scrubs. We also have soap coming too, so all that good stuff for you.
Well, Evan T. Mac on Instagram, at Kogo Cena on Twitter. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Dylan Matthews, give me that gift, boy. I'll see y'all next week, Lord willing.
Kit Kat Black.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz, see you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only, do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.